want you to think about what's going to create meaning for you. Because money by itself won't do it. But impact will. And impact can be with your own child, spending more time with it. It doesn't have to be anything to do with contribution any other way. You can contribute to your own family. But contribution is what makes us feel fully alive. Because there's some experiences you can buy that are extraordinary. Who's got some experiences, some trips, some things you've done with family or friends that will live with you for years? Who knows what I'm talking about here, right? Those things, that money can be a really valuable tool there. If you can find enough add value and have money and do those experiences, how cool. I'll tell you what else money research shows will do. People always say money doesn't matter once you get to a certain level. No, it matters. You can spend $5 a month and have more emotional juice, and it can be measured all the way down into your saliva by hormonal changes. You want to use money, not let money use you. So another thing that'll do it is getting rid of drudgeries. Who here loves to pay for shit you don't want to do? Right? Cleaning the toilet. Who likes to have someone else be able to do that if at all possible, right? Because once you do that, those drudgeries are gone. What do you get to do? You have time. And with time, you can spend more time with your passions, the things that matter for you that you can do in the world, that share in the world. And the third thing that gives people the most enjoyment out of money, just so you know, is actually giving it away. And nobody believes that until you do it. Everyone here is in business, and there's a problem that all businesses have. We're in the most competitive environment we've ever been in. We went from, 500 million people being online to a couple billion people being online. And in the next 4 years, they're saying we're gonna have 3 billion more online. That means this entire world is a bigger market. If you're the person that adds more value, it also means you're gonna have more competitors than you've ever seen in your life. How many think the economic world that we're in today is gonna stay the way it is? Raise your hand. Okay, one man on drugs, there's always one. Okay, how many think that the economic environment's gonna go through seasons? We're gonna have some more ups and downs as we adjust to what's happening in the world here. Say I. Well then if we know that, our goal, you and I as leaders, should be to anticipate that. In fact, everyone in this room is a leader of something, whether you're the leader of the company or whether you're a leader of a department or whether you're a parent or hopefully you're a leader and not a follower. If you're a leader, you've got to exercise that skill. And so I want to talk to you about that and one of the most important skills at that. But most people don't exercise that leadership because they're dropping behind in their skill sets. And I'll give you an example of what I mean. How many of you in this room, I want an honest answer. I'd like you to yell the answer, raise your hand if you would, please. How many of you in this room have ever experienced the absolute total humiliation of playing a video game against a child? Scream I if you've done this experience. Oh, come on, let me hear you. What happens when you play the child? Who always wins? Come on, who wins? Always. Why? Is it because they're faster? Is it they're smarter? They're younger? Their neurons are functioning at a quicker tempo? Here's how it usually works. You're a mother or father, you're an uncle or an aunt, you're a grandfather or grandmother, you're a friend of the family, you're looking for a gift. We live in a tech world, in a world where today children play with an iPad and learn how to use it before they know how to tie their shoes. How different is that world? I was with Mark yesterday with his daughter for her 6-year-old birthday, and we're talking about things, and she's got these Legos, and a friend of ours says, oh, my 6-year-old goes on the iPad, searches on YouTube for videos on how to build cool stuff using Legos, and starts to study how to build all these structures. That's the world we're in that our kids are in at 6 years old. And imagine what else they're searching for and finding at 6 years old. It's a wild, wild world. So here we are with this technology, and most of us are not seeing what it's doing for us. So you sit down with this child who's high tech, you're not. Even the techies in this room aren't usually as gamers. I know there are plenty of gamers in the room, but there's plenty of not. And then what does the child do? The child says, oh, come on. You go, look, I'm not good at this. This is for you. Come on, uncle. Come on, auntie. Come on, mom. Come on, dad. It's my birthday. It's Christmas. They use the guilt approach, don't they? And what do you find? You finally break down. Okay. Now you should know you're being set up when they go, you go first.
Purpose. I consider purpose and meaning equivalent in this answer. Maybe there's a way to divide them, but let me treat them as the same for the moment. Many people look for meaning in life, as though they will, I'm still searching for meaning in what my life, as though it's going to be under a rock or behind a tree. Well, there's my meaning. And I'm thinking to myself, you have more power than that. You have the power to create meaning in your life rather than passively look for it. So for me, I create the meaning. And meaning to me is, do I know more about the world today than I did yesterday? that enhances meaning for me. And if that accumulates and accrues daily, in a month you know way more than you did than just that day later, so that you continue to grow. Have I, by whatever powers I have available to me, have I lessened the suffering of others? Or the corollary to that would be, have I enhanced the life of others? They're related. And I don't mean, have I devoted the whole day to doing that? Then I would be ignoring myself. But if there's some small gesture that I can do that can completely add value to someone's life, I'm going to do it. Because the leveraging of 10 minutes of my life into the happiness or enlightenment or the reduced suffering of someone else, I'd be irresponsible if I did not.
How did you develop that as like a guiding value? Where did that come from?
No one ever told me that I had to search for meaning in life to begin with. So that was never even a part of me. It was, I got my life, this is who and what I am, this is what I did in school, these are my dreams, ambitions. How do I create meaning in my life as I go forward? My first question of me wasn't, where do I find meaning? It was, how do I create meaning? And that started early teens.
Did you help your kids with this? Is that something that you found a way to sort of educate on or pass down so that they would be asking a similar question instead of doing the sort of wander search thing?
Yeah, I have an unorthodox approach to what we did with our kids. My wife has a... It was all legal. My wife has a PhD in mathematical physics. So people always ask us, are your kids... something, they always ask, because to them scientists are like always doing experiments. But we discussed this, my wife and I I wanted to make sure that, however they were raised, that they retained the curiosity of childhood into adulthood.
So how do we start to become happy, also healthy, and also wealthy, which is kind of like the trifecta of life I feel like everyone wants, is happiness, health, and wealth?
Yeah, I mean, these are all components of what I call, everybody calls it something differently. For me, I call it my daily practice, because I feel like I have to improve 1%, even though it's hard to qualify. I have to improve 1% at physical health, emotional health, creative health, spiritual health every day. So physical health, it might mean, doesn't mean go to the gym and lift 500 pounds. It might mean, do an extra push-up, do push-ups every day and do an extra one once a week, improve the number of push-ups every week, and then take a walk for 20 minutes. Sleep. It also means sleep well and eat well. Emotional health, I have a one strike and you're out policy. If someone treats me really badly once and they don't really have a good reason for it, then they're out. I might never even call them back again, which is sometimes unfair, but that happens. Creative health, I exercise my idea muscle every day. I write down 10 ideas a day. And spiritual health, that's really about not regretting things in the past and not being anxious about things in the future. And to be honest, sometimes that's hard for me. It was hard for me these past 3 months. But I always made sure this is my daily practice for a reason. It's because these are the moments when I need it to be able to bounce back. You can't bounce back without it. If you're sick in bed, you're not going to have ideas to start a business. If you're fighting with your spouse all day, you're not going to grow your business. You're going to be wasting so much energy fighting. if you're not creative, you can't grow your career or your wealth or your health or anything. And if you're spending so much of your energy, time traveling, like living in the past with regrets or living in the future with anxieties, you're not going to be able to build the moment right now. So that's really the key. Is every night I say to myself, did I do it, and did I try to improve? And I'll add to that now with this book, am I doing enough experiments so that I'm continuing to explore the world almost like a scientist, because there's so many things I don't know about the things that I love. I'm constantly engaged in various experiments.
Like you want a soulmate, you gotta marry the one that makes you feel the most alive. Pursuing your passion is the cure for amnesia. It will awaken your spirit and reveal to you your true identity. See, most people are walking around in this 9-to-5 job coma with spiritual amnesia. They have forgotten who they are.
And also there's the whole thing of wanting more money, more followers, more success, more of whatever, something hotter, something brighter. And we don't realize that the key to joy and happiness is happening right now, this moment. This is the moment. All of those things will never bring fulfillment and don't bring people back and don't bring memories back. Some people are so on auto, it's like we live on autopilot. And this moment's the most important moment you have, because you may not have another one. You may not wake up tomorrow. The plane may not land. So I think that if we live more consciously present and be present with the people that we love, express how we feel today, make every moment count, this will elevate people's lives.
I'm done. I've been abused. I'm done. I've been given up on. I'm done. My parents didn't look after me. I'm done. Someone got me into selling drugs on the roads, on country lines. I'm done. There's no hope for me. I've got a criminal record. How am I going to become a businessman? How am I going to have a child? I'm done. No, you're not done. It's the start. Reframe the story. It's in our control to reframe our story. Why do we buy the story that we're given?
That's deep. Like, think about it. If you don't become who you're supposed to come, like, people gonna hurt. Like, if I didn't hit the reset button in life, who knows where Brian would be right now? Who knows where the team would be? Like, there's something inside you. And so this is why we do what we do. Because I don't know, like, all y'all probably feeling the presentation, but how many of y'all are really gonna...
And it works by building things up brick by brick. It works by starting out terrible at something, incapable of something, and being willing to put in the work to grind it out to become that. And when people can move beyond the words, when they can move beyond that bullshit, trite stuff that people say, and they can transcend that and see what it means to actually put in work, to actually get good at something, to really think about improvement.
It's about where you finish. And this race isn't over. It's not over. You can still come in first in the marathon. But you gotta start today. You gotta start now. You have everything you have. Everything you need is inside you.
I need you to let go of all limitations. So I'm here to tell you today that you can have anything you want, be anyone you want, but you're gonna have to work.
See, dreams, aspirations, they're not easily obtained, but one of the hardest things to do is to keep going, is to keep chasing.
People will give up their dreams for certainty, but I'm telling you that your life will start to change when you become more committed to your dreams